Hey everyone! This week we've introduced some game-changing Sentry updates that will help you move faster and focus on what's important. First, let's take a look at some big improvements to Sentry's core product, all designed to help you triage and fix issues faster.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel, Senior Product Manager working on improving Sentry's core workflows. Today, we're showcasing several major updates aimed at simplifying the way Sentry helps you triage and fix critical issues. While Sentry is known for surfacing problems quickly, over time, our user experience has become a bit cluttered. We know that developers are under pressure to ship code fast, and we want to make sure that Sentry doesn't add friction to that process. Our latest releases address these pain points by delivering more targeted and actionable insights. First, we'll touch on recent additions to the core issues experience, followed by what's new with uptime monitoring. And we'll wrap up with an announcement from the session replay team. To kick things off, I'll share an update on two of our most requested features, better search and issue views. Sentry search has always been powerful, though its specific search syntax can be hard for new users to pick up. We've upgraded the whole experience to make searching for key terms more accurate with improved autocomplete, suggestions, and performance enhancements. The new search has been extended to the rest of Sentry, creating a consistent experience no matter if you're in issues, traces, or replays. Now that it's easier than ever to search for your issues, it's only natural that we would make it easier for you to save and revisit key searches, simplifying future investigations. Whether you're monitoring specific problems or debugging across multiple projects, you don't want to recreate the same queries every time. With views, you can now easily save key searches and access them with a single click. This allows for more flexibility and personalization. With these updates, we paved the way for more effective debugging, which naturally complements our new uptime monitoring initiatives. In today's world, any downtime can have a huge impact on user experience and business operations. With uptime monitoring, you can keep an eye on your most critical endpoints and get instant notifications when services go down or experience degraded performance. Uptime can be configured as a new alert for a specific URL, and it will be continuously monitored for any downtime failures through consistent HTTP requests. As soon as a downtime is detected, a new uptime issue will automatically be created with traces and related errors. In this example of an uptime issue, my configured URL returned a 500 error, and Sentry traced this back to a backend error, revealing that my Next.js app was unable to connect to the database. This level of insight helps me quickly pinpoint the root cause of the downtime. Our goal with uptime monitoring is to give you full visibility into your system's health, so you can make sure that no issues, from DNS resolution problems to application errors, fall through the cracks. Uptime monitoring is an open beta, which means you can still try it out for free. Go to the Alerts tab in your Sentry org to get started. While catching bugs and maintaining a smooth workflow is crucial, understanding how users interact with your app is just as important, especially when things go wrong. I'm going to pass it over to Jasmine to share updates on how we're making that easier for mobile developers.
Session Replay for mobile is now in beta, with plans to officially launch at the beginning of next year. This means you have free, unlimited access to replays while it's in beta. We now support React Native and Flutter, as well as native iOS and Android applications, including Swift UI and Jetpack Compose. Reproducing bugs can be tough, but with Replay, you can see exactly what led to an error, including crashes and debugging context like network calls, battery life, and connectivity, all captured from the user session so you can reproduce and fix issues faster. When building mobile replay, we had two key focuses. One, protect user privacy with strict out-of-the-box privacy controls, and two, make it as easy as possible for any developer, no matter their stack, to get up and running quickly. Let's look at it in action. This is my demo app, Empower Plant, an e-commerce app where you can buy plants and different supplies for them. I just got alerted to a new issue via Slack, It shows that I have a slow database query. Once I click in, I can see that this issue is impacting thousands of users on one of my critical screens, the product screen. I can also see the duplicate database requests. While this doesn't look great, I want to truly understand the user impact of this performance issue, so I'm going to watch the replay, which is conveniently attached to the issue. I'm brought to the timestamp of the same issue. Playing the video, I can see exactly what the user experienced, and they're likely to leave since the product screen isn't loading quickly. The product screen finally loaded. Notice that out of the box, all information, including text, images, and vectors, is redacted. You can use replay without being worried of leaking sensitive user information. On the right side, I also see user interactions like taps and navigations. Let's scroll down. I see another Flask error here, in addition to the N+1 query issue that is preventing the user from checking out. I now can resolve multiple issues and make sure my customers are able to browse and buy, saving my business. Here, you have all the resources you need to debug hard-to-reproduce issues in the end user's device. In the Network tab, you'll see the requests ordered chronologically. The N+1 query is this 13-second long request. And down below, we can see the 500 response that happened at checkout. Because we've instrumented Sentry across our entire stack, we are now able to leverage spans to trace issues from a poor user experience in our mobile app down to slow database queries. Sentry makes debugging much easier with our detailed and contextualized traces. The replay video, in combination with the rich debugging context I shared, removes all the guesswork from being able to repro your issues, understand the user impact, and ultimately being able to solve them. Thank you all for watching, and be sure to check out our launch week blog post for more details. Bye for now. With improvements to the core platform, we took it a step further with AI and machine learning, rolling out tools that do the heavy lifting, automatically grouping errors, prioritizing alerts, and even suggesting fixes to speed up your workflow. Let's dive into the details and see what's new.
Hi everyone, I'm Tillman, Engineering Manager for Sentry's AI ML team. Our theme today is simple: improving developer efficiency. In this session, we'll be discussing a suite of artificial intelligence and machine learning powered tools that we've designed to reduce noise, improve the quality of alerts, and make triage faster and easier. First, I'm going to talk about our work removing noise from the issue feed. We've been busy the past few months developing AI grouping and priority alerts, which are both generally available for our JavaScript, Ruby, and Python SDKs. AI grouping uses a powerful embeddings model to efficiently compare errors and automatically identify instances where they should have been grouped together. Since its release, our beta users have already seen over a 40% reduction in issue volume on average. What does this look like in practice? Right now, I'm running a script that occasionally throws errors during a recursive function call, which is a common failure case in our old grouping logic. On the left, we can see the old grouping logic, which occasionally generates new issues as the errors continue to come in. On the right, our updated grouping algorithm is able to correctly aggregate every error into the same issue. ML priority alerts take this noise reduction a step farther. This feature uses a combination of statistical methods and ML to identify and filter out low priority issues that are not affecting your application in any meaningful way. We've also added safeguards. Our escalating issues algorithm will alert you when there's a spike in volume. Together, these features represent the largest improvement to our issue alerting flow that we've ever shipped, and we can't wait to hear your feedback. We'll be expanding support to all major languages and frameworks over the coming months. Next, Jen will be talking about our updates to Autofix, which is our generative AI approach to issue resolution.
Hi everyone, I'm Jen, an engineer on the AI/ML team. I want to introduce two new features designed to make debugging faster and easier: AI Issue Summaries and Autofix. First up, Issue Summaries. This feature gives developers instant context, helping you quickly grasp the nature and the scope of a Sentry issue you're reviewing. Think of it as a TLDR for your bug, summarizing the essentials before you dive into the full report. we also provide an analysis of the likely impact, which helps you make triage decisions efficiently. Of course, we've also been hard at work on Autofix. Autofix is our AI system that is able to automatically perform root cause analysis of your Sentry issues and even generate PRs with fixes. You can access Autofix at any time from the issue details page. When you trigger an Autofix run, it analyzes your code base, all of the available context within Sentry, and surfaces insights along the way. When it's done, you see an in-depth root cause analysis, including the relevant code context, steps to reproduce, and even suggested unit tests. Once you're ready to proceed, you can ask Autofix to generate a PR. Throughout this entire process, Autofix will ask for additional context anytime it's needed. You can also add your own thoughts at any time during the run. Autofix and issue summaries are available for all customers in our early adopter program starting today. Turn on the early adopter toggle in your Sentry settings to try them out and let us know what you think. Now, while these features help you solve issues faster, we also wanted to improve how you stay on top of your system's health. That's where Anomaly Detection comes in. I'll hand it over to Ram to show you how the system works.
Hi, I'm Ram, a senior machine learning engineer on the AI/ML team. Anomaly detection makes setting up metric alerts easier than ever. Instead of manually configuring thresholds, Sentry automatically spots unusual behavior in your system, reducing noise and alert fatigue. Traditionally, setting up metric alerts involved manually configuring static thresholds. This approach often led to two common problems. Either you would set the threshold too low and get overwhelmed with alerts, or you would set it too high and miss important issues. Anomaly detection solves this problem by automatically adapting to your system's behavior. Our anomaly detection algorithm uses a state-of-the-art statistical technique called matrix profiles. Matrix profiles enables efficient anomaly detection in time series data by identifying subsequences with unusual distance patterns compared to the rest of the series, highlighting potential anomalies or discards. Anomaly detection-based alerts are trivial to set up. You simply need to identify the level of sensitivity our algorithm should use, and whether to detect all anomalies or only spikes in certain direction. Sentry's anomaly detection algorithm dynamically adjusts to the changes in your data. A sharp spike will immediately be flagged as an anomaly, but we will automatically identify it as the new normal if it persists for a long enough time. Anomaly detection ensures that you're alerted only when something truly unusual happens, reducing both false alarms and missed issues.
The features we spoke about today are all about making your workflow more efficient and your alerts more meaningful. From reducing noise with AI grouping and ML priority alerts, to automating fixes with Autofix, and finally, staying on top of system health with anomaly detection, our goal is to help you spend less time on repetitive tasks and more time on what matters. Try them out and head over to Discord to share your feedback.
Now that you've seen how AI and machine learning can streamline your debugging process, let's shift gears to some big performance updates. We've introduced domain-specific views and continuous profiling, so no matter your stack, you can easily pinpoint bottlenecks in the workflows you care about and fix them faster. Let's check it out.
Using performance, tracing, and profiling, developers are able to answer high-level service health questions such as, are the messages being put in my queue being processed, all the way down to questions at the code level. Today we're going to walk through a variety of updates to performance which help answer these high-level, aggregate questions about application health. After this, we dive into updates to profiling, which allow profiling to be used in a wider variety of situations with less restrictions. Different types of developers have different sorts of questions they're trying to answer with the telemetry they collect about their application. The problems that face mobile developers vary from those facing backend engineers, front-end web developers, and AI specialists. With this in mind, we are refocusing Sentry's performance views on the domains backend, front-end, mobile, and AI. This allows us to immerse ourselves in each of these communities, solving the real-world problems facing its developers. Through this domain-focused lens, let's look at some of the features that are landing in performance. One of the superpowers of Sentry's performance views is that they're based on real user metrics. Other tools tell you how your application is performing in a cleanroom environment. Sentry's performance can tell you whether your front-end is behaving poorly for specific users, on specific browsers, in certain regions. We recently received a report that Sentry was running slowly for some users in Istanbul. With the new Geo region selector, I'm able to drill down to the region Western Asia, and I can see that on a 30-day timeline, requests are about 300 milliseconds slower than the global average. With this information in hand, we deploy additional servers near Istanbul, and we can observe that requests are now as fast as other regions. We had another front-end problem reported recently that Sentry's real user monitoring features helped us sort out. Several people were reporting that Sentry was slow to load. Using the browser selector in Web Vitals, we saw that even though Chrome and Edge had a similar time to first byte, Chrome rendered its largest component seconds slower. This info helped us identify a performance issue affecting one browser, but not the others. Sentry's query monitoring helps you investigate your database performance in terms of throughput and duration, so that you can prioritize fixing the parts of your application where it spends the most time talking to the database. Up until recently, we've only supported SQL databases such as Postgres and MySQL. We've now added support for MongoDB. In the query view, you can select MongoDB as the system, as well as selecting specific operations and collections that you wish to view queries for. As with SQL, we group together similar MongoDB queries, which you can use to drill down, find exemplar spans, and see where queries are used in your application. This information in hand, you can make decisions about where to optimize performance. MongoDB spans are already instrumented by many of Sentry's SDKs. You should go ahead and try it out. In the mobile performance view, we've combined app starts and screen loads and added the new view, screen rendering. Screen rendering shows you if specific views within your application are presenting users with slow or frozen interactions, and how frequently these problems are occurring. From here, you can dig into exemplar traces and profiles to identify the root cause of the frozen frames. With the introduction of screen rendering, a mobile developer can now understand the real-world app performance, from how fast the app starts to how quickly and snappy it navigates between screens, and finally, the real-world perceived visual performance while interacting. We've seen how performance lets you identify broad, aggregate changes in your application behavior. I'm now going to hand it off to Indrajit to talk about how continuous profiling allows you to investigate application behavior at a lower level.
We launched Sentry Profiling just over a year ago to provide developers with deeper, function-level visibility into the performance of their code. It works well for measuring the performance of common operations like handling an API request or loading a page in a web or mobile app. However, there were two key limitations that made profiling more challenging to use in some situations. First, a profile could not be longer than 30 seconds in duration, and second, profiling was tied to the lifecycle of a transaction without any independent control over when profiling data was being collected. Today, we're previewing an evolution of profiling, continuous profiling, which addresses these gaps. For scenarios where you need to measure the performance of a long-running task, like running a build script or training a machine learning model, continuous profiling supports arbitrarily long profiles. Whether your task takes seconds or hours, you can leverage profiling to find your bottlenecks. You now also have complete control over when the profile is running with the addition of new start-stop APIs in the SDK. The profiler lifecycle is now tied to the process rather than individual transactions. Instead of collecting separate profiles for every transaction, you can start a long-running profiling session that captures everything that's happening with no data gaps. Let's take a look at an example use case. Here, we're looking at a profile of the mypy type checker on a Python code base. MyPy takes almost 2 minutes to finish running, so this is something that wouldn't have been possible previously with the 30-second profile duration limit. On each span, the profile button takes us to a flame chart that shows the code that was running during that span. We can see here that the mypy type checker has been spending a lot of time trying to type check one particular expression. The call stacks indicate that the mypy type checker might be struggling to parse a dictionary expression, which given the call stack pattern, looks like it could be either a very large expression or a recursive type expression. This reveals an optimization opportunity that was previously not visible to us, but it represents almost a fifth of the time we spent type checking this code base. Continuous profiling is currently in beta and supported in the iOS, Python, and Node.js SDKs, with more SDKs to follow soon.
With the changes that have been landing recently, Sentry's performance product makes it easier for developers to identify trends in application behavior, while at the same time providing tools to dig into nitty-gritty, code-level operations when necessary. I encourage you to try out performance and tracing and see why many developers consider it not that bad.
With performance updates covered, let's shift over to Codecov, where we've introduced powerful new features to enhance code quality, designed to speed up your development workflow.
Hi everyone, my name is AJ. I'm a product manager working on Codecov here at Sentry. In the pursuit of code quality, developers often waste time in two areas: searching for hidden information and doing mundane but necessary tasks. This year, Codecov is working to help eliminate that wasted time, allowing developers to spend more time building while still maintaining high code quality. We've expanded beyond just code coverage to offer a few new time-saving, code quality enhancing tools: bundle analysis, test analytics, AI PR review, and AI test generation. We spoke about some of these this spring, and we've been hard at work improving and enhancing them. And this isn't just for paying Codecov users, it's for anyone who uses the product. Everyone will benefit from the improvements we've made this year. So let's dive deeper into what we built for you, starting with bundle analysis. Hardly anything alienates customers or users faster than a slow loading and unresponsive front end. The culprit is often a JavaScript bundle that's just too big. That's why we've continued to improve bundle analysis. It's specifically designed to help JavaScript and TypeScript developers avoid shipping bundles that would degrade site performance. Let's dive into a demo to show exactly how this works. In a PR comment, Codecov will show you the change in total bundle size. It also shows you which specific bundles, if there are multiple, changed, their total size, and whether the change is within your configured threshold. Optionally, you can set a threshold for bundle size changes that will trigger an alert both in the PR comment and the status checks at the bottom of your pull request. You can set a status check as informative or blocking to keep an eye on bundle changes that might impact your app's performance. Moving from the PR comment to an optimization workflow, you'll see the Bundles tab within Codecov. This tab now shows bundle size changes over time. It displays all the different assets and modules within those assets, but it also allows you to filter by different asset and loading types. A bundle can contain a variety of assets such as JavaScript, CSS, and images. You can now choose which asset types or loading types you want to focus on and filter specifically for those. For instance, if you want to focus on entry files to optimize your app's initial load speed, this tool allows you to do that. When I filter by an asset type, in this case, images, you'll notice that everything changes. The trend chart over time and the top summary bar update to reflect the selected filter. This makes it really easy to see how much of your total bundle size is taken up by images. For example, you'll notice that at the top, the blurred table image makes up 1/3 of all images within this bundle. This filtering makes it easy to identify the largest assets and where you might want to start if you're looking to optimize bundle size, improve app speed, and boost search result performance. All of these changes we've made to bundle analysis makes it easier to monitor your bundle size and help optimize it, ensuring your app remains fast and performs well in Google search rankings. Whether it was a demo that did it, or a desire not to be blamed the next time your site has performance problems, I hope you give bundle analysis a try. Moving right along now, Codecov engineer Ajay is going to tell you about test analytics.
While testing your code, you've undoubtedly experienced the frustration of wasting time sorting through test failures, trying to figure out which ones point to a code issue and which ones might actually be flaky. Codecov Test Analytics solves that frustration by helping you streamline your CI pipeline and focus on real issues instead of chasing down sporadic test failures. We'll dive into exactly how this works in a demo. Setting up Codecov Test Analytics is as simple as generating an XML file of your test suite, linking up the Codecov test results action to your CI, and finally, running your test suite to generate your results. If you've already been using Test Analytics, there are a few minor changes to Python and Jest setups. Check out the docs to learn more. The latest iteration of the pull request comment differentiates between failed and flaky tests, telling you when it's time to rerun a test due to flakiness, or when you need to spend time fixing your code because of legitimate failures. You can click into the dropdown to view 3 of your failed tests, ordered by the shortest runtime. We've made it easy to copy the test suite and paste it directly into your terminal. You can also view the stack trace of each relevant test failure with the next dropdown. We've also added some major updates to test analytics in the Codecov UI. In our first iteration, we shipped some basic metrics for your test instances, including the ability to view test results across all your repository's branches. In this iteration, we've added more information to help you identify your biggest testing problems, starting with the 3 additional selectors at the top of the page. Historical Trend allows you to view your test runs over a period of time up to 30 days prior. The Test Suite selector lets you filter by specific test suites if your organization has them configured. And Flags allows you to filter on your Codecov configured flags. In the middle section, we have several metrics, including total test runtime, slowest tests, total test failures and skip tests, and for Pro and Enterprise customers, total flaky tests and average flake rate. The numbers highlighted in blue are clickable, filtering results to that category. The percentages next to each of the metrics show your trend over time, green signaling a decrease and red an increase. One thing to note is that since these metrics are aggregates for your entire repo, This metrics section is only available on your organization's default branch and will disappear when you use the branch selector to navigate to a new branch. Finally, the table view below now shows a much cleaner version of your test name and a new column for the flake rates of each test, which when highlighted shows the total number of passes, fails, and skips for that particular test. So that's test analytics. We hope you can see how easily it slots into your existing workflows, speeds up development, and unblocks your CI. Now to Rohit to talk about our brand new AI tools.
A few months ago, we introduced new AI-powered features to help with code review. Today, I get to share some updates and 2 new features. First, AI PR review, which is now in open beta, uses AI to provide code improvement suggestions on your PR. Think of it as an automated teammate that catches common issues, making life easier for you and anyone reviewing your PR. Let me show you how this works. Let's start with AI PR review. Here, we have a pull request that proposes a few changes on the UI. It adds an event handler for a form submission and some logic that details what happens when it is invoked. From here, we can call the Codecov AI assistant to review our PR by simply mentioning it in a comment. Within a few seconds, the reviewer will have feedback on these changes ready to go. It correctly points out logical inconsistencies in this function and that we're missing a few edge cases. The neat part, the assistant also suggests a fix, adding validation to check for empty fields and improving error handling. Since the assistant provides code suggestions in the review comments, we can apply suggested fixes with a single click. The workflow is straightforward and you can get quick, insightful reviews without having to bug another developer. Next, we're rolling out AI test generation. This tool ingests the diff from your pull request along with the coverage and test result information and then creates tests to cover your changes. This will dramatically speed up the process of improving your test coverage over time, making it easier to reach your coverage thresholds and ensure you're shipping quality code. Here, we have a PR where we add a function that takes in some text and generates sentiment for each sentence. Normally, we would write unit tests for this function and push it to the branch, but this time, we can use Codecov to do that for us. To do this, we can use the GitHub Copilot Sentry extension. We mention the Sentry bot and ask it to generate unit tests for us. Within a few seconds, we have a full suite of thorough and, more importantly, working tests that can easily be integrated back into our original changes. These tests are created in their own branch based off of your feature branch. So if you like the tests and want to incorporate them, all you have to do is merge the PR. If you want to change the tests, you can do so in this branch as well. Just merge these changes back into our original PR and you're done. This feature is going to make testing and managing code coverage a lot less painful. So I hope you give it a try. Now, AJ is going to close us out.
To recap, using all of these new features, you can easily build a robust test suite, meet your coverage needs, ensure a speedy app, and get lightning fast reviews without ever leaving your PR. We believe this will make you a more efficient and less stressed engineer. Please try them all out and let us know what you think. Thanks again.
That wraps up the highlights from launch week. Be sure to check out the new features we've covered, whether it's optimizing your app's performance, improving code quality, or staying on top of critical issues. Sentry has you covered. For more details on everything we've shared, head over to our blog or join us on Discord to continue the conversation. See you soon and happy coding.